Why I a bastard? Pax, the new TNT champion, won at Fyter Fest. Let's see what's going on here. FTR on the box. He won it from Razor. Wait, who was the champion? 'Cause I'm positive Razor wasn't the champion. Anyway, the reason I'm recording this is because we're on June week 4 Sunday, so we're going to get the mid-year awards and I want to go through them with you. Oh, Pac! He won it off vacant because Moxley went to go do politics, I see. And also, they're doing a lot of hirings. They've got Austin Theory, TJ Perkins, Willie Mack, Sami Callihan. Did I kill you? No. Okay. I killed you. Yeah. Anyway, yes, we move. I'm pulling for Seth Rollins to be halfway Wrestler of the Year, but they'll probably give it to Kenny Omega or something. But I don't see how, because basically like all but one of Seth's matches have been blue. But the game likes to make shit up and just annoy me, so I also probably reckon I'll win Female Wrestler of the Year. So far, I don't know who. It would be maybe Io, maybe Becky, maybe Rhea at a push, maybe Charlotte, maybe Asuka. One of those people. But that's about it. I'm not expecting anything else. Yep, it is Seth Rollins, of course. Well earned, I have to say. Like, look at this. Look at this shit. So I'm glad he actually got that, because he does deserve it. Oh, we're Company of the Year as well. Team of the Year is Caristico and Mystico. I don't know what the whole Caristico backstory is there. I think that's two Mysticos teaming together. Match of the Year is Seth Rollins vs Johnny Gargano from SmackDown. Show of the Year is Money in the Bank. Interesting. Young Wrestler of the Year is Gable Steveson. Yeah, well, he probably won't have many more matches this year, so I doubt he'll win that. Veteran Wrestler of the Year is Rey Mysterio. Female Wrestler of the Year is Charlotte Flair. And Independent Wrestler of the Year so far is Shilka. So we'll have to see if these people... They're basically all me, other than CMLL and this guy. But yeah, we'll see you for Raw, because this will be the start of Raw. Hello and welcome to episode number 264 of the TEW 2020 Challenge Run. We're here for Raw, the first week of July 2022. And yeah, I'm not sure if this will ever be a thing I've mentioned at this point. I think it might be after the fact. But yeah, it will definitely be, because I plan on getting this out tomorrow. Tomorrow being the 22nd, you know. So, when I crossed over the email, I did get a comment asking to turn the save into a database, and I have done that once, because I can only do that on the first day of each month, and I'll either leave it in the link to that in the description, and then make another video about it later on. But you know, if you ever want to pick up from this point in Challenge Run history and make your own timeline, we can have a multiverse of Challenge Runs going on here. Plus, you're not bound by the same rules that I'm bound by, so. But if you do ever download it and use it, do either join Discord and ping me on there, or ping the Conor TW Twitter account, because obviously I would like to see what you're doing. But yeah, I did get a comment about that, and I was like, yeah, I am this close to the end of the month, I can make that. So yeah, that will be a thing. You can download Challenge Run database and play whatever. Anyway, we're here for June week 1, July 2022. Monday week 1, July, not June. Okay. And we're on the road to King of the Ring and Evolution. We've got the final two quarterfinals of both the Queen's Crown and King of the Ring tournaments from the Raw side tonight, as well as a whole lot more. This show, putting it together, was a bunch of fun for me to put together, and I'm honestly happy with how it turned out. But anyway, without any further ado, let's jump straight into the show. 85 rated opening segment. just a way to get the entire grand jury on screen together. This is the complete faction as of right now. I don't plan on adding any more people to it because 8 is enough and I can't physically fit any more on screen, but someone might go down injured for all I know, and then I might want to replace them. But Edge, Randy, Sonya, the Vikings, Priest, Julia and Scarlett is the group, and they're just talking about how last week they made their intentions very much clear. Domination is on their mind, and that starts at King of the Ring and at Evolution. Because at Evolution, Sonya Deville is going to defeat Rhea Ripley to become the new Raw Women's Champion in the main event. And just announced at King of the Ring, The Fiend and Willow will defend the Raw Tag Team Championships against Edge and Randy Orton. So that'll be a banger. It's not quite Path of the Dragon, but you can only go down from there, so unless I put the anime boys in there, but they're not ready for it yet. They're doing their own thing. Trust me, we'll get to them later on tonight. But yeah, just the way for the whole grand jury to get on screen and talk about their goals and like why they've all come together. Maybe women's tag team title goals for Julia and Scarlett. Maybe Intercontinental Championship goal for Damian Priest. But then that leaves the World Heavyweight Championship free. So who would go for that? Foreshadowing, that is, ladies and gentlemen. But first, before the first round of King of the Rings starts, we are reminded, once again, that our good friend Veer Mahan is in fact coming to Raw. Then, a quick segment that I felt like I needed to do. You got Breeze and Wardon chilling in their locker room. And he's talking like, you know, how you're not really performing. A performance review about your job of being my Warden is very much needed because you're not really pulling your weight. You couldn't even win that Battle Royal. And you couldn't help me win Money in the Bank. What do we even pay you for? And before Warden can answer, we hear the door burst open and in storm a very, like, hyped up and loud Kofi and Big E. They're like, "Sup, bruh? What you doing, bruh? How you getting on, bruh?" And Breeze is like, "What is this about?" He's like, "You know, our boy Woods about to wrestle King of the Ring quarterfinal. We just want to make sure that, you know, he goes out there and he can get the job done fair and square without being attacked by any jabronis, you know." Kofi's like proper getting in his face. And Breeze is like, "Look, I'm beyond caring about what that fool does. He can go win that pathetic crown for all I care. Because I've got other business on my mind. Now, excuse me, get out of my locker room. Wardon, get rid of him." And they probably get a tense face-off between Wardon and Big E before they're like, "Okay, we're leaving. You know, we've got Goldberg coming later on tonight. I wouldn't want to miss that for the world." So yeah, we just had to address it, basically, because Woods is in King of the Ring again this year. But this time, there is no Tyler Breeze to screw him, and he wins. He defeats Kyle O'Reilly of a Shining Wizard in 11 minutes 31. Gets an 88. That's actually really good, considering it's an 11-minute match. An 86 for Woods and an 89 for Kyle. This is why Kyle O'Reilly's still around, you know. He's not really got a direction at the moment, but I can always plug him in to have a banger. But I'll find something for him, it's fine. I like Kyle O'Reilly. I definitely click next segment. First, Nova and Bianca are chatting, because Nova's in Queen's Crown later on tonight. She's against Asuka. And because Bianca returned from suspension last week to fight off Alexa and Ivy Nile. And she's like, "Girl, just let me know if I'm going to be watching your back tonight in case Alexa or that Ivy girl decide to get involved. I'm going to whoop their ass." And Nova's like, "Well, don't, like, mess anything up, because I don't want you out there if they're not out there. Only if you're needed, because I want this to be fair and square. If I can't be the Queen Crown fair and square, I don't want to win it at all." And Becca's like, course, girl, I got you." And she aggressively takes her earrings out. She's like, "Now I need to go find Alexa." And Nova's like, "Don't whoop her, whatever." Because she's got a match to prepare for. She can't worry about what Bianca's up to. Speaking of women, we then get a quick recap of Charlotte Flair's celebration last week that ended with, "I've come to the decision that it was green slime," because for no other reason than it reminds me of the Nickelodeon slime, and Cora's whole thing is like sort of that era. So I was like, yeah, green slime seems fitting. And then we see Charlotte like aggressively brushing her hair, like watching it on the camera, like with the implication being she's trying to get the last strands of gunk out of her hair. When Kevin walks up, he's like, Charlotte, your celebration didn't really go according to plan last week. And she's like, you think, Kevin? I'll tell you what, that brat, she was here for Heat last week. Well, she's here for Raw tonight because I've challenged her to a match. One-on-one, her versus me. A queen versus a spoiled little girl. And it's time for me to, put her in her place for messing with me on my special day. And then Reggie and Jordan are like, yeah, you fuck her up, Charlotte. So, Cora versus Charlotte later on tonight. And Charlotte's like, if she can somehow beat Miss Money in the Bank, one half of the women's tag team champions, if she's got any friends that she hasn't alienated yet, she can find one of them and she can get us a tag team championship opportunity against us at Evolution if she by some grace of God manages to defeat me. But that's not going to happen because nobody can defeat the inevitable uncrowned Raw Women's Champion. Woo. 77's actually good for this. First round of the Queen's Crown. Alba and Naomi, just two baby faces going at it for the best match they can have. And Alba Fire picked up the win, 9:54, with the Gory Bomb. 71 for Naomi, 75 for Alba. She's really had her whole story derailed by Becky Lynch fucking off. So, I will probably eventually get to what the original plan was for her, because it was something I was really excited for SummerSlam specifically, that is. The hints of it are still, scattered around the shows now. But it was something I was really excited for. Now it can't happen, so now I've got to try and find another direction for her character. Speaking of things I'm really excited for, the anime boys and girl, and non-binary person, I guess, are approaching the castle. And they see, a couple of, we'll call them pawns. And Manny turns to young Sensei and he's like, Sensei, do we have any more information? And Sensei's like, well, to my recollection, Saray's pendant was stolen by a man who calls himself the Helper. What he needs the pendant for, I've got no idea. I didn't get that much knowledge on it, but I know this is the Helper's keep. And these are his pawns. And Manny's like, so what do we do? And Dio's like, what do you think we do? We fight them. Look, there's 3 over there, 2 men, 1 woman. There's 2 men, 1 woman of us. Sensei can cheer us on, give us advice that they know. And yeah, we win. And Sensei's like, this is probably a good time to actually train your fighting abilities. And Saray, she snaps into a high gear. She's ready to get a pendant back. She charges into the battle with her Sun Warrior abilities. And then Dio and Manny are like, well, fuck, guess we better help her out. And then for the first of many, you get a cinematic fight scene between the anime boys and the Helper's pawns. I had to create the big anime battle match type. Because I didn't want this going too long, because the minimum for a cinematic match was 5 minutes. And I was like, now this is only going to go about 2, it's still technically just, one pre-recorded segment. But yes, we finally got our first big fight. And Dio Senpai pins Pawn 3, apparently. It wouldn't be pins, they'd just knock them out. But they would use wrestling moves and their tag team finish with the power of friendship. 52 for Saray, 54 for Manny, 70 for Dio. 45 for Pawn 3, 30 for Pawn 2, and a 38 for Pawn 1. And our production values made this anime fight sensational. And I have to agree. But then once the pawns have been slayed, our heroes continue on towards the castle. We then cut to the ring. We've got champagne bottles and shit in the ring. Dixie's in the ring. She goes, ladies and gentlemen, honeys, last week, me and your new Intercontinental champion were out on the town, and we were celebrating his Intercontinental championship victory, but now is the time to do it in front of the world. And then Gaza comes out, and he's sort of distracted. He's not really listening to Dixie. No, honey, to help you, celebrate this monumentous occasion in your career, Garza, I did bring with me some ladies, some friends from back in, I want to say Kentucky. I want to say that's where Dixie's from. Georgia? I'm googling it right now, I'm just trying to stall time. Texas. Oh, that I should have guessed. Anyway. I did bring with me some friends from Texas, and they're coming out here to celebrate with you. And I was obviously really excited because he's like, hell yeah, more MILFs are coming out. And then before they come out, the Street Profits music hits, and out comes Angelo Dawkins. It's like, hey, sup, fam? It's like, this is quite the shindig you got going on here, fam. Now I know, if Tez was here, Tez would have loved this. Like, he got the drinks. Me and Tez love the drinks. We want the smoke. You know, we carry the cups around. And Dawkins gets to them and he takes a sip of the champagne. He's like, you know, if Tez out of the picture with an injury, God rest my brother's soul, he'll be recovered soon. I gotta find something to do out on my own. And as much as Tez may be a future WWE champion in this company, I'm tired of people disrespecting the name of Angelo Dawkins, fam. So what if, during Tez's downtime, fam, I became Intercontinental champion? And Gaza's like, no, absolutely not. And he's like, well, fam, some kind of a pussy champion you are, fam? You only focus on, you know, wooing ladies than you are actually defending your title, fam. And Dick's like, how dare you talk about my hobby like that, my boo. If you want a championship opportunity, you got one at King of the Ring. You can face Angel Gaza for the Intercontinental Championship. Dawkins like, that's just what I wanted to hear, fam. I'll leave now. Gaza tries to jump in from behind. But Dawkins shakes him off, plants him with like that big spine buster, and then probably through the table as well. And then he continues to take a sip of the drink, and like raises the cup in the air as his theme plays. He leaves. So yeah, we're gonna try out a Dawkins IC title match at King of the Ring because Tez broke his pelvis, and he's out for I think like 50 odd days as of when he first got injured. So he won't be back in time for King of the Ring, and I think he'll miss SummerSlam as well. So why not, you know? Let's see what Dawkins can do. Let's test the waters here. See how this goes. But Angel Gaza, Angelo Dawkins, set for King of the Ring, Intercontinental Championship on the line. Speaking of our heroes, they are down after their loss at Money in the Bank. They're sort of looking angrily in a mirror. Like Tozawa just looking like deadpan straight in the mirror. Humberto sort of looking depressed. Probably shaves his beard, like because he's the scene of Captain America shaving his beard in Endgame is what's coming to mind basically. So we'll do that with Humberto. And then Zergus is just growling at himself in the mirror when Zayli walks in, and she's like, "This is not over. We may have lost the battle, but we must win the war. We just need more training because the signs of growth were there, and with a little bit more training and my guidance, you will be the Raw Tag Team Champions." So, Path of the Dragon going through a little arc again. They trained, wasn't good enough to beat The Fiend and Willow, so now, what's next for our heroes? Trust me, they're in good hands. I've gone from having Humberto and Tozawa like on my spreadsheet a list of people that maybe will end up getting cut if I need to make room. They've gone from there to like number 2 on the tag team babyface side list, so trust me, they're in good hands. Speaking of people who are in good hands, the 24/7 title isn't just that, because they're in the hands of Karrion Kross. Just like the blood of my victims is on my hands, that title is in my hands too. It's never been in better hands, and with me, Carcass, and Cutler, the Karrion Kross cult by my side, nobody's ever gonna get it back. R-Truth's music hits. He comes out. He's like, "That's my baby. My baby's in a cult. How dare you, Goldberg?" He's like, "Huh, Goldberg." He's like, "How dare you, Goldberg, take my title, my baby, and bring it into a cult?" And then Kross like, "First of all, I'm not Goldberg. My streak's better than Goldberg's. I've beaten more threatening opposition than Goldberg ever beat. I would whip Goldberg's ass, and he's gonna be here later on tonight, and I would say that to his face. But I've got more important things to do. Such as end your life, Truth. Nothing personal." Nothing personal, kid. And then Truth, before he can get in the ring, is jumped by Carland again. Well, we don't know his name, sorry. The bald man in the boiler suit. He's jumped again by him, and Truth starts beating him up. He's like, Stop. Who are you, kid? What are you doing here? And he sort of just stares at Karrion Kross, takes a knee, and he pledges his allegiance to the Karrion Kross cult. When Titus O'Neil's music then hits. What a segment this is. Look at this absolute litany of superstars in the ring. So Carland's on his knee. Well, again, the man whose name we don't know, but his name's on screen, so there's no point in me going, oh, who was he? Yeah, the man, the bald guy with the boiler suit is on his knees, pitching his allegiance to the Karrion Kross cult. Cutler, Cross, and Carcass are there. Truth's laid out on the bottom of the ramp. Then Titus's music hits, and out comes him and Slim Shanky, Titus World Records. It's like, Truth, what are you doing? I told you. Don't just go charging straight in. You got to pick up the perfect opportunity to get your championship back. You had to roll in from behind. You didn't just go out there face to face. He'll whip your ass. Truth's like, no, I can take him. He's like, stop. None of this nonsense in my ring. Now you, big boy. Pointing at Shanky. He's like, me? It's like, do you want to fight? I'll fight you right now. And then Shanky spits out fire. He's like, hey, if it's a whooping from Slim Shanky you want, then you're on. Something like that, but it rhymes. And then Carland steps in. He sort of knocks the mic out across his hands. And just stares across and stares at Shanky. And he's like, hey, you know what? If you want to impress me, kid, you whip his ass. And then the match turns into Slim Shanky versus Carland. We didn't actually get the penalty for nobody interesting. Oh, is it Titus can't be recognisable? Again, I put the wrong... No, I know I didn't put a finisher in. I was too busy trying to show this match after Discord that I forgot to put a finish in. Ignore this, Carland beats him. 39 for Shanky, 23 for Carland. So, was that enough to impress Karrion Kross? Who knows? But, for some reason, this man wants a part of the Karrion Kross cult. He's yet to explain why, because he hasn't spoken a word yet. We don't even know his name. Cody Rhodes and Brandy, I guess, are in the Nightmare Factory training ahead of next week's King of the Ring semi-final, where he takes on a good old rival in Pete Dunne. He says, oh, you know, I thought this whole thing with the Regal and his gang was over and done with, but now I see I've got Pete Dunne in the next round of the King of the Ring, and I've got to beat him again. And so be it, Pete. You're going to keep coming back. I'm going to have to keep swatting you down. Because nothing's going to stop me in the way of getting my championship that I deserve and I need. My destiny and all that. And he's training in the Nightmare Factory with Brandy and Pharaoh. Pharaoh will be on screen as well, but he doesn't have a user character. We then cut to the ring, and the entire Regal Coalition is in there, which includes what used to be the Blitzkrieg, have now sort of merged into one big super faction. I can't put Dragunov and Connors on screen because there's more people involved in the segment, but they are there. And then Regal sort of watches that on the Titantron and he goes, my, that was an inspirational video now, wasn't it? Now here's the thing, Cody. I also thought our deal with you was done. I was just going to agree to disagree and we have to move our separate ways, but now you appear to have fallen in the crosshairs of the Regal Coalition once again. But believe me, you not, Sunshine, this is not the same Regal Coalition that you've already beaten multiple times. No, that's not the case. Because if you see behind me, the big Austrian brute, the Ring General, Volta, the Moscow... I wanted to say Muller, but that's Vladimir Kozlov. Madman, Ilja Dragunov, and Joseph Connors is here as well. This is the new look Regal Coalition. See, the group you used to know as Blitzkrieg had its weaknesses, and Regal found that out himself. Walter found that out himself, not me, sorry. So eventually he came to me, and he agreed that the vision of us as one super group was too good of a proposition to turn down, and by proxy we are now the most dominant group here on Raw. And to that I say, and then we just hear MVP go, shut your dumbass up, to a big pop because they're baby faces. Then out come MVP, Lashley, Bronson Reed, and Ronnie Hughes. It's like, I'll let you finish, Regal. I've had a great lot of respect for you my whole career, but you're going to sit here and say the Regal Coalition, this supergroup, as intimidating as it is not the most powerful, dominant group here on Monday Night Raw. No, that's the Hurt Business, led by myself and the almighty Bobby Lashley. Because we got Prime Time, Ronnie Hughes, the colossal Bronson Reed. And what we don't need anyone else, that's all we need, Regal, to whoop your ass. And Regal's like, well, why don't you come into this ring and talk that talk, and Pete and Dudley and Walter and Dragunov and Connors will put their boots where the sun don't shine. And MVP's like, well, you see, we may be dominant, but we're certainly not dumb either, Regal. There's 5 of you and 4 of us. We would need, a 5th member of our team to even the odds here. That's when Sami Zayn's music hits, and he's like, look, I know I'm not really your type. I don't want to join your stable, but I just want to wrestle. I just need to get on the show. So, if you need a 5th man, I'll fight by your side tonight. But never again, it's fine. And AOB's like, well, goddamn, pal, sure. Match gets an 80. Dragunov pins Sami is the finish. It says he pins MVP, that's because I didn't set it. But Sami needs to take the L here for a reason. It's fine, there's a reason I put Sami in this match and a reason why he took the fall. He's in good hands, again, trust me. 80 for Connors, 76 for Dragunov, 92 for Pete, 88 for Dudley, 90 for Walter, 79 for Sami, 70 for Ronnie, 81 for Bronson, 82 for Lashley, and a 75 for MVP. That's pretty okay, I guess, but Pete, again, next week, rejuvenating his rivalry with Cody. As this, plus Florence and Regal himself, is the new look Regal Coalition. We then get a silly 2-minute backstage segment of Ludwig. He's just chilling. He's looking for more things to add to his collection. And then he gets run over. He's like, ah, my foot. And then we pan across. Riddle's there with his scooter. He just scooted over Ludwig's foot. He's like, oh, sorry, bro. I really need to watch where I'm going on the scooter, bro. Because, once I get on it, I'm like in my own world, bro. And I'm in a world of my own. I don't really pay attention to what's going on around me, bro. It's like my friends, when I started talking to them back in college, and they were like, hey, Riddle, bro, just shut up and pass us the, well, you know what, bro, but hey, I hope your foot's okay, bro. I didn't mean it. Nothing personal going on here, bro. I just wasn't watching what I was doing. Sorry, bro, later. And he scoots off. And Ludwig's like, why is he driving that stupid vehicle in the arena? Then he sort of pauses and just stares, starts grinning. He's like, I must have it. So Ludwig, he's taken aim at his next prop that he would like to add to his collection. That being Riddle's scooter. We then get a fun segment. Because we get the graphic up next to Nova Nebula versus Asuka in the Queen's Crown tournament. And then we pan to Alexa's office. She's got Ivy and a new girl standing next to her. And we hear knock at the door. Alexa's like, come in. And Bianca opens the door. It's like, oh, girl. Alexa, just the girl I wanted to see. And she sort of pans across, sees Ivy and the other girl. She's like, who's the new chick? She's like, never mind her, Bianca. What do you want? She's like, up next is Nova's match with Asuka in the Queen's Crown. And I really want to come watch the match, but none of all the service, all the TVs out there are sort of broken. So I figured I'd sit in your office and watch it. Make sure you're okay. Make sure you're running the show properly. Make sure you don't go missing at any point during the match. Make sure Ivy don't go missing anywhere during the match. Just thought I'd watch it in here with you, Alexa, if that ain't no problem. And she's like, no, that's fine, girls. And they're both like, yeah, sure, yeah. And Bianca's like, good. Didn't think you'd have a problem, girl, because then you'd have a problem with me. Very good metal packs gimmick. That's good. Because we now have another Bliss Fit enhancement woman, muscle, sort of secretary, Dan Paxley. This is going to be fun because they're going to be in segments every week to rub off Alexa. And we need to make sure that she's in good hands because this is a diamond here. This is a gem. This is probably need to make sure is looked after well, because this is one that has a very bright future under me, more so than even Ivy. So need to make sure that she's getting the knowledge that she can and getting the popularity that she can. So she's gonna stand around for a while, probably get popularity right before we put her in the ring. She'll probably end up wrestling Florence one day. That match will main event a pay-per-view. But yeah. Oh my goodness! What the fuck? This match gets a 90. Holy shit. Nova is... I've never seen a woman, like, take to the roster so quickly. There are people that have been on the roster for like a year, they're still at like 40 popularity. Nova's at like 70s already. She exploded in overness. She's already like upper mid-card women's division. But even with, you know, Alexa not coming out here, Ivy not coming out here because Bianca was waiting with her, Asuka still gets the job done because at the end of the day it is Asuka. And also we noticed that Julia and all them aren't here, which is odd. You'd think that she'd have tried to screw Asuka. Wonder what's going on there. But yeah, Asuka gets a 92 and a 71 for Nova Nebula. Match got a 90. I just had to share that like live reaction to that in Discord, you know, because it's a fucking 90. So after that match, well, we'll say Bianca's entertained. She's like, you know, good fight. She put up a banger. And Alexa's on the phone. She's like, brilliant. So 2 weeks time, you say? Yes, that'll be great. Yeah. Okay, I just need to get the prep work ready, and I'll do that. Starting now, I'll do it next week. But then, so in 2 weeks' time, you'll be here. Brilliant. Yes, I'll look forward to seeing you then. Okay, bye-bye. She's like, girl, who the fuck was that? She's like, none of your business. I'm doing, you know, business stuff as my job as a general manager. Anyway, your girl lost. Unlucky. I had nothing to do with it. And Bianca's like, you know, she did lose, but she didn't really lose, because the world saw how great she is when she's not having to deal with bullshit like this. Also, they're going TV-14 in real life again, so now all of my ad-libbed curse words are canon. And Alexa's like, you better watch your language in my office, Bianca. Or you don't want to get suspended again, do you? Bianca's like, girl, and just sort of leaves angrily. But most important part of the segment is that Alexa made a phone call to somebody who's going to be here in 2 weeks. Who could that be? It's something big for Raw. Who could it be? The mind boggles as to who that mystery person is. Sami, sort of taking his wrist tape off in the hallway. He's angry. Kevin Patrick was like, Sami, what made you help the Hurt Business tonight? And he's like, because I'm a nice guy, Kevin. Like, I was a WWE champion. Last year I won King of the Ring. This year I'm already out of it. Last year I was the WWE champion. I won it at SummerSlam. This year I'll probably be lucky to even get on SummerSlam. I tried bringing back, you know, my past self with El Generico. I lost that as well. Really, ever since WrestleMania, I've sort of been losing a lot. It's almost as if something about me changed back at WrestleMania. Now, this isn't me saying at all, I'm not even going to mention his name in case it's like the Boogeyman and he pops up out of nowhere, because God knows I don't want that to happen. But let's call him a ghost of my past who warned me about my actions. Maybe this whole time he was right. And he just sort of walks off. And Kevin's like, oh, that got kind of deep. 76, which is a good rating, given, you know, the road agent notes, so obviously had to put a part of this. Cora Jade rolls up Charlotte and pins her in 9 minutes 26. Charlotte gets pinned by a rookie, a child, a little girl as she called her. 51 for Cora, 89 for Charlotte. And as Charlotte said so confidently, that victory will entitle Cora and a friend of hers, if she can find one, a championship match for the tag team titles at Evolution. If only she knew somebody she could team with. Quick segment, Bivens hyping up Omos. Omos lost to Big E at Money in the Bank. First time he's been pinned. He wasn't in King of the Ring, so he's not really been doing much recently. So we just need to remind people that he's a monster. And yeah, the visual of Omos and Bivens together, because the camera would probably be on like the upper body of Omos, so Bivens would just be a little top of a little bald head. Be a funny shot. Huh. Here I was thinking this would be the best of the King of the Ring matches. Turns out it was actually one of the weakest. Like, it was further from being the same level as Woods versus Kyle than it was to Alba versus Naomi. Should have had Nova Nebula versus Asuka be the main event. Anyway, we now know the 4 semi-finalists from Raw because Finn Balor defeats Cesaro in 1852 with a double knee gutbuster, apparently. 92 for Cesaro, 87 for Finn. And yeah, Finn Balor, the former World Heavyweight Champion, goes to, I guess, the overall quarterfinal, but Raw's semi-final against Xavier Woods, while Cody faces Pete Dunne. And on the women's side, it's going to be Alba Fire versus Asuka, and Liv Morgan versus Tegan Nox. But before then, we get a shot of Big Mattress Inc., their mid-commercial. And then Jiro's like, here, you can sleep like our happy customer, shows Wendy. And then the camera shooting the commercial, Jiro gives a big smile and a big thumbs up and and we're clear. And then he sort of walks off. And then he bumps into Grimes. He's like, you! Jiro's like, me? It's like, you sold me a bum-ass mattress that cost me my championship. He's like, no, sir, calm down. Welcome to Big Mattress Inc., how can I help you? And Jiro's like, you can give me my fucking money back. And my championship back that I lost because of your faulty mattress. Jiro's like, you bought mattress from the front of the shop. It's like, yeah, you know, the one you sold me that would be really good, that would help me sleep like a baby. Because you showed your friend here sleeping like a baby in that. And he's like, oh, no, I meant this one. You bought the mattress that we put on display for the advert because it looks nicer, but it's actually trash. I was like, you sold me trash? And he's like, yeah. But don't worry, this is the real mattress. This is the real bad boy right here. Slaps it, like a car salesman. Gom's like, and how am I supposed to believe you? Jiro's like, easily, look. Then Wendy hobbles over. She's got her Slurpee. She's like, Wendy can't sleep at all. But she takes one nap on mattress. She gets on the mattress and falls asleep right away. Gom's like, huh. I'll take this one instead. I'll bring back the old one and I'll take this one. And Jiro's like, excellent business. That will be another $500. Grimes like, fine. Hands him it. And now Grimes has got the shipment for the correct mattress that will help him get a good night's sleep. And probably, hopefully, get his title back. Goldberg is here. And he says, oh, it's been too long, Monday Night Raw. Now, I was as shocked as everybody else when I was watching Monday Night Raw last week. And I see the World Heavyweight Champion, Big E. And Big E says he gets to defend his championship against anybody at King of the Ring. And he says, Goldberg. Now, it's been 2 years since I've laced up a pair of boots and kicked some ass in this ring. But I'm always ready to go and kick some ass in this ring, so Big E, bring your ass out here. And Big E stands on the apron. He's like, holy shit, Goldberg. It's like, I have a lot of respect for you, kid. Your dream match to get in the ring with Goldberg. Nice to know that I'm having my influence on the kids. But you know what you're getting in store for. Because you're facing Goldberg. You're facing the man who made famous that title that you're carrying around. And a King of the Ring, Big E. You're facing the man who's gonna take it from you. Because at King of the Ring, Big E's getting all gassed up on the ramp. He's like, he's gonna say it. And it's like, Big E, you're next. And he's like, oh my god, I'm next. And he holds the belt up high. And it's official. Big E will face Goldberg in his dream match at King of the Ring. 87. That's a pretty good raid show. Because apparently, Balor and Cesaro was a shit match. I should have put this one as the main event. Anyway, we move on to Heat time. I don't think there's anything special with Heat this week. It might just be a show. Heat starts with a J-Flay performance because Mackie's in the opening match. And I needed time to fill. So they perform to open up Heat. And then the match gets a 55. Mackie's got a minor staph infection. I don't know how she gets that during a wrestling match. But add another one to the injury list. I'm not sure how long a minor staph infection would keep her out for. Maybe like a month or two. I'm not sure. If it will even keep her out. I could check right now, but I'm not going to. 59 for Kylie Ray, 62 for Mackie. They don't click. So that was a nightmare of a match, which I shouldn't have booked that at all. Okay, moving on. 69. Candice gets an 83. Holy shit. She gets a good match out of Valentina Feroz, who I was like, yeah, let's just try her out on the show. Candice beats her in 846 Ballsplex. Valentina gets a 27. 83 for Candice, so go girl. You're on a roll here tonight. 49. Double Trouble get a win. They beat the team of Thea Hale and Haley Poole, who is Sandra Moon. I'm glad they don't have negative chemistry because fun fact is that these two are a part of Chase U. Chase U in my world is Andre Chase, Bodie Hayward, Thea Hale, Jimmy Shane, and Haley Poole. So yeah, just a fun fact. They're in NXT, so you're never going to see them unless I do stay in the universe after SummerSlam. Because, well, I'm not going to say never because you know me. Chase U will be in the save one day, but not right now. We then cut to the Toxic Lounge because Mandy's talking about her Queen's Crown match. She's going up against Toni Storm in the first round. And she wants to get the other guests on. It's Zelina and Raquel who join the Toxic Lounge. They take a seat on the Toxic Lounge, you know, soft carpets and shit in the ring. And because they're the healers, they make themselves at home. They follow all the rules. They're like, ah, yes. And let me talk about how Raquel is going to kick the ass of Utami Hayashishita and how you're going to kick the ass of Toni Storm. Manny's like, yeah, I agree. So, you know, Raquel's kind of imposing here, but she's going to meet her match in the next round once me and her both win on Friday. And yeah, that's because we're the best two left in. And Toni Storm and Utami come out and we get a fight off, I guess. Just a quick segment to get all of these people featured because it's a chance to build up the Queen's Crown matches on Friday that I can do, so why not? You know? On a 72 rated main event, Shida makes her Heat debut, I believe, defeating Ember Moon, who is losing a lot because her contract's running out. Mia Yim is actually gone, by the way. Her contract ran out, and yeah, I just didn't renew it. Nothing against her. It's just like I'd rather cycle out and bring in fresher faces. So that but the roster turnover is something that I take very seriously, and I don't want my roster getting stale. And Mia Yim wasn't really going to be doing anything, so rather than just having her sit around, I was like, she can go AEW or Impact or somewhere and do good. Anyway, end of the show. 71. That is good, I guess. Doesn't really matter because it's heat. But what matters more than the 71 is what you thought of this show and of especially Raw. Or you could just tell what you thought of Heat. I don't care. Maybe you have no opinions on Raw whatsoever. Maybe you hated Raw but loved Heat. In fact, if you did, let me know, because that would be funny. Anyway, I'll see you next time for SmackDown and Velocity, where we'll get the last 2 group games of the Cruiserweight World Cup done. See you then.